much for clicking on this video. Hope you're having an awesome day. Thanks for taking some time every day to hang out with me. Today's video we are testing out and reviewing the KYLIE holiday collection. I will leave my makeup reviews playlist link to watch previous collections reviewed, and if you haven't already, please subscribe and give this video a like. Let's get reviewing. I've already gone ahead and set my base and filled in my brows, and I gotta say that this collection was totally an impulse buy. I was very drawn to the gloss mini collection just because I haven't tried any of her glosses yet, and then she had a mini matte liquid lipstick and a liner trio, which I have not tried her lip liners either. Plus I thought they were very good values, and I was also still in my feelings a little bit because I really wanted the Grinch collection, and of course that one just sold out in a blink of an eye. I feel like she only made like one of each product. It was very Hunger Games-esque for that collection. Unfortunately I didn't get it, but it did save me a lot of money. And I also wanted the Beetlejuice collection, and since I didn't get KYLIE, I'm like, I don't need Beetlejuice either, because both of them were strictly because of packaging and my love for those two movies. If I didn't have one, I could live without the other since I don't have both. I am still a little bit salty because I felt like that was like her best collection to date. Whether it was packaging, I didn't get to test out the quality, so I can't speak on that, but packaging was an A+, and I love the color green, so I just wanted it all. Everything was just so gorgeous. But the collection that I picked up is at Ulta. I also got the eyeshadow duo as well. She had a really nice face palette last year, which I could not find to use in this video. I'm a little upset with myself. I am sure it's placed in a drawer collecting dust. I'm trying to conserve it because that was like my only KYLIE product I truly loved at that time. I think we're gonna start off with the eyeshadow duo. I'm gonna create two separate looks, one on each eye, and this palette duo retails for $38, and you will get 12 shadows in total. I do think that this packaging is really cute. I really like this gold sparkles with the light pink together. They look really nice. So I don't know if there's a name to each one. They both say Kylie Jenner Pressed Powder Palette. Here's the first palette. Really like this shade, Very Merry. And then here's the second one, and then side by side. It looks like one palette is warmer while the other one is cooler. So as Hannah Montana would say, you get the best of both worlds. I've already primed my eyes with some Urban Decay Potion Primer. I am squeezing the living daylights out of this tube. I'm very proud because don't really realize how much product is in this tube until you continuously use it, and you're just like, damn, I still have a decent amount. I have been scooping, scraping. I didn't want to cut it just yet just because I didn't want the product to go bad, because I wasn't sure how much was truly left. I think sometime towards like the later part of this week it will get cut and officially panned, as well as the Maybelline Master Prime. I just get really excited, even though these are like very small tubes, but it does take me a while to go through products since I do have a decent sized collection and I'm constantly rotating in and out of products as well as testing products. So I'm gonna start off with some swatches of this warmer tone palette. Boob punch. Roll up the sleeve, that way both palettes can sit side by side. Gold Bells, Slay All Day, Warm Me Up. I feel like these mattes are going to have a little bit of fallout on them based off how they picked up on the finger. They definitely had a little bit of chunks here and there that have since fallen off. Gold Bells is so pretty. I was a little worried at first, thinking that it was going to be super light and wasn't going to show up that well, but it definitely took me by surprise. It is stunning. I cannot wait to put that on the lids. Maybe even inner corners on this look. Wishlist Hot Apple Cider Gingerbread Dreams. And this is what the warmer palette looks like. I am a little bit sad about Hot Apple Cider. It did have like a wet feeling to it, so I thought like, oh, it's gonna be like foily, metallic-y. Now it's a little bit of a bummer. Hopefully though, when we put it on the eyelids, it will transfer a little bit better. Didn't have like that grit feeling that most glitters have. And now the cooler tone. Shining Star Angel Wings Gift Wrap. I was afraid of how Shining Star was going to swatch because it had a chalky feeling to it. More like a matte than a shimmer, so hopefully that shade can be built up, maybe either applied using your finger or even wetting the brush to help it pop a little bit, but it's a little underwhelming right now on the swatch. Put a bow on it, Very Merry Silent Night. And these are the two palettes swatched side by side. I gotta say that Very Merry swatched very similar to Hot Apple Cider, and they both felt the same, so hopefully that they can show up better on the lid, because on the swatch, super underwhelming, and those are the two shades that really drew me in. But other than that, there is pigment all the way through. Some of the shades felt better than others, like some had a nice soft creamy feel to them, but then some, like this shade right here, Silent Night, had more of a dry feeling to it, which worries me a little bit because one, it is super dark, and even towards like the end it starts to tail off, so I'm like, is it going to be patchy or not? So I am a little bit worried how that shade is going to blend out. KYLIE's formula for me is not my absolute favorite. I definitely feel like there is room for improvement on it. That way there is a little bit more consistency from palette to palette. But for a higher end brand, $38 for 12 shadows isn't terrible, because you can look at some other palettes like Urban Decay, for example. You get the same amount of shades, 12, in their naked palettes, and they retail for about $50 to $55. I think on the right eye, I'm going to start out with the shade Wishlist and just put it all over the crease. There is a lot of pickup in this pan. It's raining eyeshadow everywhere. But the shade seems to be going on just fine. I am going to dip into Warm Me Up just to help diffuse it a little bit. Also focusing this shade up to like the brow bone. Now this really doesn't need to be diffused. I just kind of want to try out as many shades as I can. But I think that Slay All Day would have been a really nice shade to set your eye primer if that is a step that you do. I feel like it's actually counteracting than it is helping. I'm gonna go back into Wishlist just to help try to bring back some pigment back. I do think that Slay All Day and Warm Me Up are very similar to each other in a way to really be practical for like this size of a palette. I don't think there is much to work with. Choose one or the other. I think that this palette is missing like a true warm brown. This one is more on the deeper side, almost with like a cool tone, where like we need like a brown, almost with like a red undertone. I think that would have been really pretty to help complement some of these shades a little bit more. So I do find myself gonna run into some issues trying to create like a well-balanced look. And then I am gonna take Gingerbread Dreams for the outer V. If there is one consistency among the mattes though, it's how much kick up they all bring up. I was afraid that the shade was gonna be patchy, but it seems to be blending out just fine. And then before we move on, I'm gonna go back into Wishlist and just making sure that where the two shades meet, there is no harshness. Also feel like Wishlist shows up more pink when applied than in the pan. It looks a lot more peach. I think I am gonna take my finger into Hot Apple Cider for the lid. Definitely feel like I've been applying eyeshadow lately with my finger more than ever these days. That is stunning. Hot Apple Cider definitely applied really nice on the lid, pretty effortlessly with the finger, and that's just the method that I really don't like. I really just prefer to apply everything with brushes, and I think it's like the saving grace of this palette because I'm not too crazy about it. I'm gonna add some eyeliner to my lid and waterline. Once again, dipping back into Gingerbread Dreams to smoke out the lower lash. And then lastly, taking Gold Bells for the inner corners. Yeah, this shade's gonna need to be sprayed. Seemed to help just a little bit. For lashes by Ruby May, I'm going to take the style Remy. This shimmer was a little lackluster. It had to be wet and it was built up a bit, but I wish it was just a little bit more blinding. And then taking some mascara to blend in my natural lashes with the falsies and putting some eyeliner on the upper waterline. And this is the first eye done. I don't completely hate this eye because of the lid with hot apple cider on it. That was definitely my favorite shade of this palette, but nothing else is super like groundbreaking. I hope to have better luck with the cooler side, which is funny just because I don't always reach and grab towards cool tone palettes. It's definitely the least amount of palettes and color stories in my collection. For the left eye, I'm going to take the shade Angel Wings and place it all over the crease. Again, this side has a bunch of kick up too, and this shade, is it even going to show up on my eye? That is the question. It looks very chalky on me. After going in about like 5 times, it's finally on. Blends out really nice. It's just very lacking on my skin tone. Next, I'm gonna go into Silent Night because I don't think we need to diffuse anything on this eye. So jumping right into the outer V, kind of mimicking a similar look style, just one on one palette and then the other on the other. I feel like Silent Night kind of looks similar to Gingerbread Dreams, even though this one might be slightly more pigmented. Yeah, this one definitely wants to be known. It's not patchy. I think it complements the shade really nice too. And now we're gonna take Very Merry for the lid. Oh, I love that. Very Merry is so pretty on the lid. I'm trying to take the shade, make sure that everything is really nice and blended, but I think I am liking the cool tone side a little bit more. I definitely feel like it's a little bit more festive with the purples. Even though purple is not like a holiday shade, by all means, it just looks really pretty for the winter. Once again, I'm gonna take some eyeliner from my lid and waterline. Once again, dipping into Silent Night for the lower lash. And then Shining Star for the inner corners. Go on ahead and just spray it. Is that even gonna help? I'm like digging in. Aha! There we go. There she is. And we have watery eyes trying to sabotage the outer portion of this look. This is not the final look, but this is how both eyes look after adding lashes, eyeliner, and mascara onto them. And I still think that the cool tone eye is my favorite despite the watery eyes trying to sabotage the outer portion. I think it's a lot more fun and it has me more in like that winter holiday mood as opposed to this eye. I feel like there's a lot in my collection with like these warm tone palettes, which is okay. I just feel like this eye is just another neutral palette, doesn't really stick out to me. While these palettes might not be the most groundbreaking formula, I still think it would be like a good gift option for those that are getting into makeup, want to learn how to use it, play with it, because I did not run into any blending issues. Plus, as I've said countlessly in this video, that you get a cool and a warm tone palette, so you get the best of both worlds. So now for what I am most excited for is the lips, but before I do that, I do want to add a little bit of bronze, blush, and highlight. I'm going to take my Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. I'm going to take this Pearlescent Pink blush by Wet n Wild, even though I think it looks maybe more on the peach coral side. And then the KYLIE Ice Me Out highlighter. I believe this shade was in the quad face palette that I'm referring to, and this was my favorite shade from that. I hope she comes out with more highlighter and blush shades. Really like those. And it's just beaming. Almost like an Ofra highlighter. Emphasize that texture. In this little mini trio, we get 3 liquid lipsticks and 3 lip liners. The first duo is Autumn. Ooh, that is pretty. Now, one thing I did find about the KYLIE formula was that it's super drying. Hopefully that this is not the case, because so far I am loving this, even though we're, what, one shade in. This is Autumn swatched. I think what it boils down to is that it's such a good value. I don't want to be disappointed. Next, we have Angel. Ooh, that's pretty too. It's gonna be hard to choose. A little bone got in the way on that swatch. And that's Angel next to Autumn. And then the third one is Mary Jo K. Beautiful Holiday Red. And this is all three swatched. I guess I'll decide after I swatch the glosses to see which one might go best with one of these combinations. But overall, I like all three. We get a nude, a pink, and a red. As I mentioned, I usually find her formula super drying unless if it's the Velvet line, but I really wanted to try her lip liners, and man are they creamy. And then lastly, the gloss set. Always Shining. I really like how pretty this is. The glosses smell really nice, and I feel like this can go over any shade. Slept On. Ooh, that's fun. I hope these are not sticky. Lost Angel. It has like a light pink tint, but it's almost similar to Always Shining. Moody Queen might work out well with the pink lip duo. That might be our winner. Or on neutral, but I don't know if I will do a neutral lip. And this is the gloss set swatched. As I mentioned, I really like how they smell. I'm just worried that they're gonna be super sticky, but we don't know until they are on the lips. And I'm not gonna get a true test of them since I'm not gonna wear them by themselves, but I hope that they complement the lip products nice because I really like doing that. That way my lips look nice and juicy as opposed to dried out and crusty. So from the liner and lipstick duo, I'm gonna take Angel and then I'm gonna take the gloss Moody over it. I think I might have overdrawn my lips a little bit, but hey, isn't that what KYLIE goes for anyway? It does feel like I have a liquid lipstick on, but it doesn't feel nearly as drying as I anticipated using her formula previously. Yeah, and it says Mini Matte, it doesn't say Velvet Matte, so guess it might have changed over the years, but I still want to put Moody over it just because I like more of that glossy finish. And her gloss is also very comfortable. It doesn't have that sticky feel to it, which it did on the swatch. I really like this combination of Angel and Moody for sure. I definitely see this being a go-to. Overall, from this collection, definitely think the lip products were a huge hit. I really enjoyed the duo Angel, and then the gloss from the gloss set Moody just took it to like a whole new level, especially for me loving like the more glossy, juicy finish. I think that these lip sets are also fairly priced as well. Even though that they are mini size, it breaks down to be $12 a set, which I really like. And to get 3 mini liners and 3 liquid lipsticks, I still think that's a really good bang for your buck. And you get red, pink, and nude. And then you get 5 mini glosses in this for $32, which isn't bad either. It's almost $6 a shade. I don't think you can go wrong with either. If you prefer more liquid lipstick, go with that. But if you like the more glossy finish, go with that. And if you can't decide like me, get both. I would love to know, did you guys pick up anything from the KYLIE holiday collection? What are some of your favorite color combinations with the eyeshadow palettes? What was your favorite shade from the gloss set as well as the liquid lipstick and lip liner set? Did you get the Grinch collection? If so, let me know how your experience was in the comments below. I hope it worked out for you and that it was worth it. Also, let me know what other collections you would like to see reviewed. I know there's a bunch of holiday releases coming out. Next thing you know, spring will be here with all of those launches. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and if you don't, I appreciate your view anyways, and I'll see you in the next video.